had my positions.
Oh. Bring your arm back just a little. Tuck your thumb in. And strength, strength, strength. Make this tight, like you have. Yes, there we are. I know I felt muscles there.
It's my bingo flap.
A bingo flap?
Bingo wings? When old ladies yell bingo and then they...
Oh, Jesus.
You've never heard them called bingo wings?
I have never heard of bingo wings, but you do not have those. I have muscle.
You didn't see me rolling the die. Okay, well we have a brand new episode of Faces of Kaluohs, and if the weather cooperates, it's in this beautifully lit canoe. It's like the timing is... We are here with a new episode of Faces of Kaluohs in this beautifully, wonderfully decorated new Studio K.
It's beautiful.
New compared to our old studio, which you didn't have the joy of actually experiencing. But we moved into here, and this is for those of you who are joining us and you've watched on my Twitch before or you've seen any of my time lapses. This is actually the space where I do my creating. So it only seemed fitting that we would bring the show to the actual location, ground zero of the creativity. I'm so excited to be welcoming Miss, what do you go by?
I go by Kat Mattson,
Okay,
or you can call me Kat.
Sure. That's how I saw you on Instagram. She is Kat Mattson, and I think you are the first person that I did not know personally or know as an Instagram connection before we started the show.
That just still, you've told me that before, but that blows my mind.
Yeah. So,
especially seeing all the creative things that you have here and on your Insta, like, I thought everybody would just be like coming at you like crazy.
Well, now they are, and part of it is because I ran this ad on Instagram, which is what you saw. You saw this little call. You saw the llama corn.
Yes.
So we can attest that the llama corn is the real star of the show here. But I ran an ad, and you responded to it. You said, "Hey, I'm a creative in the Central Florida area, and I'm really excited and interested in being on the show."
Thank you for putting that on Insta too. I was just scrolling through and really thinking about, like, I really want to, find other people, make connections, like, see what else is in Orlando, and then right there your ad was like.
That's algorithms. It was reading your mind, and it said, here you go. This is what you're looking for.
Instagram. It's almost creepy, but really cool.
First, did you do your research? Do you know what the show's about? Do you know what we're doing today?
Well, I've looked a little bit on some of the videos you sent me, and then we talked a little bit, of course, before.
Yeah.
You're looking for different types of creative people in Orlando, and you want to bring them onto your show, because there's such a big community of like arts and performing and cooking and
everything.
Just. Yeah.
I think the ad included like ventriloquists and stuff.
Yeah,
it did.
did.
Anything that you are creative about, I want you on the show. So I just want to see that passion, whether it's dance or nail art or cosmetology or being a chef. I want to know what you are really excited, what you geek out about, what you get so nerdy and passionate about.
Like you were saying, you ooze creativity, and I can't help but like think of my own ideas now too. It's very inspiring and just makes me want to create in the world and not just like sit still at home, but like make something, do something.
And from what we hear, you don't sit still very much.
No.
Because you're a dancer.
Yes, I am.
And you dance in a variety of styles and inspiration. So why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about what you do kind of in your elevator pitch.
Okay. So I am primarily a ballerina. I have been dancing ballet for 16 years. I remember my very first ballet class, I was 4 years old. And I remember just feeling so inspired and wanting to twirl around the room and be on tiptoes, and I loved it. And unfortunately the studio was closing, so I didn't go into my next ballet class until I was 6 years old, and then just continued from there. With that, I also branched out to doing lyrical and contemporary dancing as well, and also pointe. When I go on pointe, it's just such a freeing feeling. Like I feel like anything is possible, and I want to create, and I want to spin, and I want to make something. I don't know, it's just such an unreal feeling that is so raw.
So, because I'm curious, and I don't know, and some other people might not know, when you say on pointe, is being a ballerina always being on point, or what is the definition of that?
Not always. So when you see a ballerina that's on their tiptoes, they are on releve. And everything that you learn for ballet will be on releve first, and that's the flat ballet shoes. So that's how you can train, get your technique, build up your muscle, build up your strength, and then you go on to point. I went on to point when I was 10. That is to the discretion of the studio, just because it just depends. It's a very vigorous task. As beautiful and graceful as it is dangerous to go on to it if you are not trained or if you don't have the strength for it yet. So.
And so on point, instead of being on the flat shoe, you are literally on...
Yep, you are on your point shoe, yes, and it is a flat bottom. It's going to have a wooden frame, and then there's a cartilage that goes around it, and that's a mixture of different types of woods, different types of glues, and different types of rubbers, actually. And it's a round silicone, and your toes go inside of the round silicone, and with your arch of your foot and with the strength of your ankle and your legs, you go up onto the points of your toes. But your toes actually aren't touching the ground. There's about that much of space in between.
Interesting. How do you want people to follow you, or what are you working on right now?
Oh, thank you so much for asking me that.
Yeah.
Right now I'm really looking for people who want to create. So,
well.
Yes. I'm in the right place. I want to connect with people who want to use their bodies to express their emotion and just create, right?
Yes.
You know, I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm growing more into my emotions, and I want to connect with people who want to share that as well. And that's one of the reasons why I do love dance, is that you can express yourself without even saying a word, and there's just so much beauty within that, so much beauty within contemporary and lyrical too. I've been playing around with that a little bit more as an adult, and I want to learn and grow from that. I know I have things that I can offer, and if there's anybody else who wants to join and maybe, you know, show what they want to offer or want to learn, I just really want to get connected and connect with people who are passionate and want to create.
Well, so you do a lot of different types of dance, and we've been talking before about all of the different types, and you are engaged in all of these different projects. You want to collaborate with other creatives who do these.
Yes.
And you also teach.
Yes.
So what do you teach?
I teach ballet. Right now I'm teaching ballet from ages 2 to 18. Hopefully getting some adult classes in there as well, if there are any adults that are interested in ballet or in point. Would love to bring some more point classes, and lyrical and contemporary
Is that when I do Can I
do my engage. Engage.
It's
there
flexed.
They are.
It's flexed. My thumb is tucked.
Oh honey, wait a minute. Right here.
It's like
my biggest thing that I want my students to gain is respect for themselves, respect for other dancers and everybody that is around them, and also confidence and discipline too. Not in a way of like, you must listen.
Oh yeah.
But just realizing that when they do focus and pay attention, there's just so much more that they can learn and gain. But as we kind of talked about earlier, so the biggest thing that I want them to know, and that I want anybody to know, is that it's going to be hard, but if you put the effort into it and you put the passion into it and you just look at an experience rather as a learning experience and not as like, oh, like, I suck, I'm not going to get any better. Like, no, put those thoughts out of your mind and just allow yourself to learn and grow in every single instance. Because there are going to be a ton of people who aren't going to like what you do, but if you like what you do and you believe in what you do and you're passionate about it, that reads. You know, when you watch a dancer that is passionate and you feel their emotion, you can feel that.
Yeah.
But that's another reason why I've been looking into lyrical and contemporary. I love ballet, and I love.
Do we not say modern dance anymore? Is it contemporary?
Yeah,
but I mean,
modern's the same. Yeah,
sure,
it's the same. Yeah, it's the same idea. There's more expression, I feel, to it. You know, it's more like you said, your whole body is into it, and there is technique there, but it's more based off of the emotion. And, you know, especially watching people acting out stories through their dance. It's, you know, you can literally say, you can speak without speaking.
Exactly.
Speak through emotion.
We normally have a set list of questions. You went rogue. You provided your own. I love that. I love people. Our last guest did the same thing.
Tendency to be independent.
Listen, you're talking to the right person.
Yes.
You're in good company. Am I right? So with this, I'm curious, what do you aspire to create, or what do you want to inspire with your creations?
Oof. Okay, yes. Actually, I want to bring up a quote that I feel like you would really like, that stuck with me, and it's super simple, very subjective, but anyways, somebody had once said, I have nothing more that I desire in life than to create art, and to make life living art. And of course, art is subjective. It's subjective, but like I don't know, it just resonated with me, which just got the thoughts rolling of I want to be creative with other people, want to be creative and use their bodies to create their emotions and to paint a story without any words. Along with that, I want to bring to life fantasy characters that we don't get to see in our everyday lives. You know, I want to bring and inspire creativity in other people and within myself as well, and create a fantasy environment that also speaks off of emotions. Like I said, I've got two sides of it, what I want to create.
Well, maybe some of our viewers and collaborators could become a part of this artistic journey you want to go on.
Hello, guys, I'm here.
Hint, nudge, nudge, follow her. So with that, so maybe there's people out there, and you mentioned in the beginning that this is a little outside of your comfort zone. You don't do a lot of the interviews and things. You're more of that communicator without words, with the dancing and the expression.
Yes.
But other people might be in that same boat where they're trying to break into this and they're trying to do this for the first time. What advice would you give anyone aspiring to perform and working their way into it?
Okay, so it's going to be hard. It's not always going to be easy, because sometimes you're literally going to take your soul and you're going to take your heart and you're going to stick it in a box and you're going to wrap it up real nicely and you're going to put a beautiful bow on top of it and you're going to hand it over to someone and you're going to say, please look at this and love it. And they might not give you the time of day. They might not even look at you. But don't do it because you're trying to impress that person. And I'm mostly speaking on auditions or judges, but that doesn't, that could be anybody, that doesn't like your. Do it because you love it and you're passionate. And keep learning and growing. If something is hard,
when you,
oh, thank you. It's true though, if something's hard, just keep pursuing and keep going, keep learning. Realize that every situation is a way to learn. And if you're in an audition and that happens, find a way to capture their attention. Know your worth. Go out there, push harder, learn more, join more classes, or go in the mirror at your house and practice your facials or your dance moves or whatever it is. Or
is that a thing that people's faces, because you're so focused on doing the thing that you look angry and you can't be an angry ballerina?
Yes.
Is that part of it?
Yes.
That would be me. I would be very graceful, but my face would be like.
To be honest though, I kind of like that, because I'm like, I can see that you're dedicated.
The intensity.
I love it. Unpopular opinion, but yes, the intensity.
Right. Maybe that can be a collab. You're looking for angry ballerinas. If you look constipated while you are. And no one has booked you yet, because
I'm gonna help you let that creative flow out.
We'll just design costumes. I'll do special effects makeup. Yes. And you can be like your angry zombie ballerinas.
Oh,
yeah.
That actually sounds really cool.
I mean,
and like we can go on point and like be on our tiptoes.
Okay, we'll talk. Yeah, I like
this. Yeah. Okay.
So the last thing we have for you, the last part of this before we make something magical and beautiful together in our COLLABETITION round, is actually a question submitted just this morning by an Instagram user who is related to me, funny enough.
Hey,
kind of. This is my cousin's husband. So happy to have your question on the show. And to anybody else who's watching, if you want to have any artist or any of our lovely guests answer your questions, you can comment them down below. You can DM them to me on Instagram. You can go find me on Facebook. You can send your messages any way that you want to. Carrier pigeons, if you can track my GPS. Whatever you want to do, get your questions on here. Today we're answering Pete's, and Pete has a wonderful question for you. Funny enough, they are in Wisconsin, because I knew she's from Wisconsin. So this here, he is a police officer for the Milwaukee Police Department. I'm unaware of his rank, so if I quote that wrong, I do apologize. His name is Pete, and Pete wants to know, what is the proudest thing you've done in the name of art?
Ooh, oh Pete, oh my God, my heart right now. Okay, there's so many different routes I want to go with this, Pete. Give me just a minute. I would say, I want to say inspiring my students, but I guess inspiring anybody. My students are what come to my mind now. To create and to make, and if you love something, go for it and put your passion into it. And I know that's vague, but just let that resonate with you however you need it to, and however you want it to.
So when you share that message with your students,
yes,
that brings you that pride.
Which actually I had a substitute in, and she was a little bit harder than what they're used to, and some of them got a little discouraged, so I sat them down and talked to them and told them the same thing that we talked about earlier. It's not always going to be easy, but keep persevering through. And if you love something and it's crazy and wacky, like go for it and love it and be you, and don't think it's wacky because it's you.
I just needed there to be like a unicorn dancing while you were explaining that. Just be weird and be you and be crazy. So speaking of sparkles, we are going to be clearing the table in just a minute and bringing out all of our craft supplies so that we can join in the COLLABETITION round, which is where we not only collaborate, we work together, but we're creating something amazing. And it doesn't have to be beautiful. Usually it is. Sometimes it's hilarious. Usually it is. And Kat here today has no idea what she's about to be making. So before we get to that, in this little brief breath of a moment in between, is there a way that you want people to follow you, or something that you're working on right now, or your call to artists that you'd like to explain?
Yes. Follow me on Instagram, Kat Mattson. Reach out to me if you want to work with me. I would love to work with you, most likely. Yeah, no, I probably do.
Unless you're...
Disclaimer. No.
Yeah. I mean, still auditions. Still auditions are necessary. But, all right. Well, hang tight, folks. We'll be back in just a second with craft supplies, and we'll see you there. Well, we are back.
Hello!
We are back, and we are craftier than ever. We have a bunch of beautiful, colorful things on the table, right? You can see we have some mandala type pieces here, and there's a blank circle.
I want to put this in my garden.
Well, you don't get to keep it. You can buy it. You can keep it if you want. We'll talk about it. We are back with the COLLABETITION round, where, as we mentioned on the show, we are not just collaborating on something, we are competing against one another. So you don't get to decide how you decorate it.
Ooh,
We're going to be rolling die. Do you play many games that involve die? Dungeons and Dragons, the like, things like that?
I wish.
You wish?
I wish.
Someone help her. Someone
And
teach
anybody
this
want
girl
to? Yes,
Dungeons and Dragons.
that is one of my life goals, is to be a part of a D&D team. So
Oh.
if anybody wants to take me under their wing,
We'll make this happen. Trust me. The whole nerd horde has just erupted, and they're going to be contacting you on Instagram. So.
hey, Kat Mattson with a K.
She's cute, right? So,
Me.
because you know so little, I will explain what
Ooh,
the purpose of
these
the
are
die. Aren't
pretty.
they gorgeous?
They're
Yeah,
so
these are
pretty.
really beautiful. So, what
Okay,
we do on
yeah.
the show is that we have 3 die that mean different things.
Okay.
And so you are going to be decorating your piece inspired by what the die tell you to do.
Okay.
Okay.
This is fun. Yeah.
That's the point.
Okay.
There's a traditional die. This is probably the one that you've seen the most. It's a 6-sided die. When you roll this one, you have a holiday that inspires your piece. So whatever we're doing today, a holiday will inspire it.
And each number is a different holiday?
Exactly.
Ooh,
Yep.
okay.
The 12-sided die here, this lovely little gem, is a color. So you will have one and only one color that you are able to use to decorate your piece. The most complicated die, the one that is the staple of D&D, is the D20. And when you roll the D20, this is the complicated die, so it's the complicated challenge. And challenges on this die include only using your non-dominant hand for the whole piece, or completing the task blindfolded. Or rolling an additional die for an added challenge. So there's a lot to this one. Because you're the guest, you obviously, you don't have to roll all 3, that wouldn't make sense. But you get to assign me one, and then I will pick the one that you will be rolling.
Ooh.
So we have holidays, colors, or challenges. What would you like to give me?
Ooh. Holidays.
Okay. I will take your holidays, and I'm going to give you colors, because the challenges, they've been some scary ones. So I'm going to leave that one off just for this round. You are the guest. You get to go first. So if you go ahead and roll your 12-sided die,
All right.
and for no cheating, I have my cheat sheet here.
Ooh. I need some of your luck.
No whammy, no
If you're
whammy.
watching this, blow into your screen. Don't spit on it.
They're all like ripping it off now.
Nice and clean now. Woo. 7.
Is it okay? So you get
1 challenge color, and I get purple.
purple. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, I'm rolling for holidays, and I get 3. I get Easter.
Nice.
All right, so
I see
you,
light blues in there.
yeah, so you have purple, I have Easter. We're going to be maybe overlapping on some of our colors here. But what we're actually going to be putting in the frames, usually we're creating something like another picture frame, but this is actually, we're drawing something inside of it. And what we're drawing here today that she has no idea about, we are drawing spirit animal self-portraits. So, when you're thinking about that, mythical spirit animal creature that you like to think about, you can use that and channel that as your self-portrait inspiration using only the color purple. Okay?
Ooh.
So I'm going to go ahead and grab what I need for Easter. You're going to grab what you need for purple. We're going to put 5 minutes on our pineapple timer here, and when this dings and rings, we are done. And as completed as we are at that time, we're done.
Okay.
Okay, I know, my hair is a little bit different than what you just saw, but that's what happens when you pre-record things and then don't edit the video for like 3 years. And you know what happened after that? I don't remember, because we kind of lost the footage, and I'm sorry that that's a trend from these videos lately. There is a new season 3 of Faces of Kaluohs, coming out soon, where all of the videos will be included, but for right now, here are the pieces that we just made. This is Kat's piece, which is obviously a cat, based on her name and awesomeness. Look at that. It's like a cat shooting lasers. What kind of spirit animal is that? It has like some chakra shit coming out of its back with a sun and like laser eyes. Look at that. That is super dope. Mine was inspired by my little narwhal tattoo guy, and this is my Easter narwhal. And that didn't happen. Good as new. She's great. All right. So you have Easter Narwhal and Laser Kitty. So what else happened in the time that took me to dye my hair, go to quarantine, and lose half a video? Well, YouTube disabled the feature that allowed you to vote. So I used to tell you to go up there and click that button and vote for your favorite in the poll. And they decided that so few people use this feature, they were getting rid of it. Yeah, it was that unessential. So tell us in the comments which piece you like the best, and maybe follow on Instagram for the poll that we'll have up there when we release this episode. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.
Okay, keep it strong. Keep it strong. My littles, we've been working through our positions, and I don't let them just, we have to, gracefully go through it, and they hold it for 15 seconds, and
I can feel it already. This engaged.
Yes, every single muscle is always engaged in ballet. Every single muscle. And also, a big thing.
I'm engaged when you talk about it. You say ballet and I just...
Shoulders roll back though. Chin up just a little. Okay. Relaxed. Roll them a little bit more.
You don't roll back and relax.
I know. That's that.
It's counterproductive. Do you want them rolled or relaxed?
You want to look relaxed, but they are not relaxed.
And I know a secret about our guest here, that she is from Wisconsin.
Yes!
So this...
Get your cheese.
Don't you know? You betcha.
Woo! You do that all too well. Are you from Wisconsin? Oh, yes.
We don't talk about that on the show. We're in Orlando here. The appearance of relaxation.
Yes.
That's what I call yoga.
Oh, but yoga really
I
relaxes.
know.
Yes.
It's that deep breathing. It is. Wasn't that good? Did you do that with us? I'm just going to do one more for the... Ready?
Ooh.
That is probably the first time you did that today. You're welcome, Internet. Do that 5 more times. Take 2, call me in the morning. You're welcome.
And drink water.